So I feel like it's pretty obvious, but Dragon's Life has been getting quite a few updates, and I make OCs. So as we go along, first of all, 460 subscribers, that's insane. So thank you for that. We're making another OC video. Another OC video. Oh, I'm inside my mouth. Let's hop to it. One of the first things I do when it comes to making dragons is coloring the entire dragon white. And the reason why I do this is because it's kind of like a piece of paper. And if you have it all blank, it allows just for easier passageway and to know what you have worked on and what you haven't. Next, I'm going to show you with the fades. Fades aren't very hard, but it can be difficult to get started. For viewing purposes, I'm going to do a fade from black to white as the base. You could do this, or you could do the other one, which is white to black. Of course, you can also customize it so it looks a little different, or just choose a different shade. If you're trying to go for a dull color that's more pastel than it is bold, obviously you've got red like this, but you could also have a red that's more like this. Now that we've got that down, let me show you how you can progress from one fade to another. Let's say you want a transition from blue to green. Let me show you how to do that. Over by this color wheel, all you're going to do is slowly move it, so it goes around this thing as you do a different color. Now I can assure you using that color wheel is going to be your best friend. Use the color wheel, because you can get really pretty fades without even knowing it. This can also work with the wings, and let's say you want to do a rainbow or a sunset. I'll do one of each on both sides.
Want a break from the ads? If you tap now to watch a short video, you'll receive 30 minutes of ad-free music.
Here we can see the different colors. We've got sunset, and I also changed the color of the dragon just because I felt like it. Any kind of fade you want to do, you can do. Rainbow's a little harder, but you can make it look really good because there's enough space on the wings. When it comes to detail, I usually try to stick with like 2 to 3 colors, maybe more, depending on the complexity of the dragon, but it can be definitely difficult to do more than that. Not saying that you shouldn't, but, you know, kudos to you if you can do it. I don't tend to do it. Also, for the arms here, I usually go with the color from the neck or the body, depending on where you like, and the color from right in the middle there for these hind legs. So it's the same color, but just going down. It's up to you whether you want to keep the feet different or you want to make it the same, but usually if I'm going to do the feet, if it's going to be a fade, then I'm just going to change the color of the red. If it's not going to be something and it's going to be a different color, then usually I'll do something that still matches the theme and also has a color from one of the parts of the underbelly to be the claws. Alongside that, usually this under part where the mouth is, I'll take the other color of whatever is there, and I will make it there. I will also usually take one of the colors and then add that as the tongue color, just to get that in there, and then maybe make a dark red inside. Now, pick a color that you think would look good as the middle color here. You can leave it white or you can change it or be the same color, but for this one, I'm going to do orange. Because I decided that orange is going to be that middle color, I'm probably going to take it up here as well and add that as the accented color. You don't have to do this, but usually I think it adds quite the touch of color, and I might even make, you know, maybe these orange as well to add the extra effect. Now that we've got colors, let's decide what we want to do for the wings. I'm actually going to do a fade from black to white, just because I think it'll look good, and also it's pretty simple. I've also shown you 2 different ways of doing it. Maybe you want it black to white or white to black. Either way, it's fine and it looks good. It's really up to your preference of how you like it. When it comes to the wings, it's up to you. I usually either do the secondary color or the main color, which would be red. I did not mean to do that. For this design, I think I'm going to go with the main body color and have it progressively get darker over time. Now that we've got that done, let's add some details and make this dragon really stand out. Usually the first thing I do, also if I have to recommend anything, it'd probably be the VIP pass and the glowing eyes. That's just personal though, and I like the way it looks. After you've got your eyes all set on the way that they look, let's add some different accessories. I usually start off with whatever looks like I can do it the easiest, so I will probably end up going for the fur, because I usually do the same thing, but it's also easy because it'll color code itself. So we'll add it to the neck, I'll add it to the chest, and I'll add it to the middle part as well. You're welcome to do this as well, or any of the other ones. If you want like a completely fluffy dragon, that looks kind of silly, I'm gonna be honest. That looks a little interesting. After you've got your dragon the way you want it, then I'll move on usually to the horns or the ears. I typically do the sheep ears because I think they're super duper cute, but you can probably use any of these and it'll look great. I also recommend the extra horns. It really depends on what you're looking for when it comes to customization. Glowing effects, you're obviously going to want to probably go with the VIP pass, but extra horns, especially this one, just adds that extra flair that you didn't have before. For the horns, I usually go with whatever colors I'm using on the palette, which is obviously blue, orange, and red, as well as green, so I might actually use that. Or maybe not, that looks kind of bad. I might just go back to orange. You could also do this, which is taking all three colors of the same color and just making it darker each time it goes back. Then I'll go back to the regular horns and see what I feel looks good. For this one, I'm going to go with the ones that are on top there, and I'm also going to change that color. I don't usually use this one, which is why I'm going to use it. Next, I usually go into the details with the face, so in this case I'll do that. And also probably add either blue or orange depending on how it looks. It's not what I meant to do either. Now this is purely up to you and what you think will look good. I'm sure you'll make it end up looking good. I genuinely just usually do what I think will be a good fit for the character. It may help to think about a kind of goal you have in mind for this character, what you want this character to be like. Usually thinking about a personality will help. Next, let's move on to spikes. Now, if you don't know, you can play this game and get levels and end up with circular spikes now. Yeah, they look like a dino. They kind of they look like a dino. And then there's also one called Crowded, so we'll look at those ones as well. Crowded definitely gives porcupine vibes, but I think it's really cool looking. So you might have fun with this. I'm gonna go with normal spikes though, because I prefer to stay traditional. They also have these spikes on yes. These. I also like to do a transition of color when it comes to the spikes, which we can also do. And yes, I am definitely aware of this dragon being there's a lot to this dragon going on, but I think it's gonna look really good at the end, so stay tuned. Now we'll go back and just see if there's anything else we want to add. I might do cuffs, maybe not, but you know what, let's go for it. This is where you can also add hair if you like. I don't usually add hair, but you're welcome to. Feel free to, at this point, add anything you'd like. Obviously, it's your dragon, so customize it the way you want to. And then we're going to go on to element, since we've got this done. And I'm just going to go with some random one that hopefully matches the dragon. I'm going to go with that just because it matches the elemental tail. I'm also going to take that color and add it to the... There we go. Obviously, we've already done the eyes, so next it's to name it and see how it looks out in the open. Now remember, this is going kind of way out there, just trying all different colors to show you kind of the fact that you can do whatever you really want when it comes to coloring. Don't be worried about it, and just remember that even if people say stuff, your OC is your OC. Enjoy it and make the most out of it. If you don't like it, you can always make more. Obviously, the fade looks pretty good. This is a dragon I did just recently on stream. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I don't usually use the neon tail, so VIP does have some really cool stuff, and I totally suggest it. I think regardless, enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao!